Oh, I'm all scared. Oh, that's better.
But it's hard. I couldn't get back to sleep. It was like...
I remember you.
How's it? Hang loose. Welcome to Wangoose Max Hawaii, the channel. Coming out of the ghost box. Aloha. Everyone's all the ghost tube is all talkative. This is take 2. Instead of changing the scene, I turned it off. Okay. Great. Well, it's Friday, so it's December 22nd. So it's real close to baby Jesus time. It's real close to Christmas. Oh boy. I'm kind of burnt out. I got to go do a little bit of Christmas shopping. It's not really Christmas shopping. It's more like just grocery store. My mom wants to go visit my father in the graveyard kind of deal, and it's driving around in the traffic though. But the rain has stopped. The wind has stopped. It'll be just overcast, but it'll be prime. It's good. All is well, I think. Is this working? I hope so. There it is. Okay, yeah. Come back. Okay. So a vlog. Yeah, I'm healing up. I just got to wear my brace for a couple more weeks, or a lot more weeks. These lights aren't all that cool to the touch. It actually kind of.
Moron.
Hello, my ghost box is calling me a moron. No, why are you calling me a moron? I'm just plugged into a live outlet on my neck. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah. But anyhow, one thing is over with. It's the solstice, which is the longest winter. This is knocking stuff over. The longest night of the year. Now, nights will get shorter and days will get longer. Shovel. Grab your shovel. Since we put you up here. And the solstice was a big thing back in the day, in the ancient times. I mean, if you look at even in Genesis, there was evening, then there was morning, and that was the first day. And the ancients, even in the Hebrew things, the Sabbath would start at sundown. Basically, in the olden days, even stretching back into the Celtic bits, when the sun went down, that was the beginning of the next day.
Please go.
Because the other day ended. Sun goes down, day ends, day begins. So the night and then day is the day. Night and day is the day. So, I don't know, the darkest, longest night of winter. Winter, the most dangerous time, because you could run out of food and deer meat and moose jerky, and you could run out of food and cold, and it was the season of death. So in the longest, darkest night, there's that little glimmer of hope, the little baby Jesus, the little light for many people. And so that's where it has that coinciding thing too. So the birth of Jesus, which is God in the world, which is with all the Messiah prophecies, that was like a yay thing. It was like, okay, it's gonna save all our problems that we have with oppression and this and that. Okay. And even in the Benedict medal, which I've dropped. Uh-oh. We're doomed now. Even in the St. Benedict medal, it has these little letters, and it's the first letter of words acronym. And it would have Latin phrases, and it's like the light of the Holy Cross be my guide, always be my guide, and I'll never subject to the dragon or serpent. That's what it says on the St. Benedict medal. It's like abbreviated. So the light in the middle of the darkness, kind of a yin-yangy, growing a little hope in the middle of darkness. The solstice. Meanwhile, the pagans are going, yeah, we're having a big bonfire. Come on, you didn't join us at the festival. You get animal stuff. So, yeah, the little Christmas messagey thing there. Yeah, so it's kind of like the quiet little bit right now. For right now, it's Friday. Everyone's done the major stuff. Now it's kind of it's just kind of like watch out for traveling. If you notice holiday travel, this guy's car burst into flames. There's a bunch of clogged up travel. I don't know what's different, but it's supposed to be like every time the most traveled place. So be safe in all those weird storms and snow and wind and rain, or if it's just not, watch out for the slick roads and black ice. I remember. And travel and have a nice little peaceful Melikaliki Maka. And so over here, there's like this stuff, I don't know, the big news. Rituals, that's the big news. We're sitting there looking down whether our front runner for the GOP is going to be Trump still, or if they're going to pick somebody else. And Democrats are like, Biden, I wish Biden, he's so... all that stuff. I don't know. Let's see what's in the news for Hawaii. Yeah? If I can make this... Can I make this work without... Uh-oh. Where's my little cursor? To the news! Which I took down. Why did I take it down? Oh, God. There it is. Okay. And since this is take 2, we're going backward. In Hawaii, the groups aim to simplify the housing process, which means the Council for Native Hawaiian Flashlight. Yeah, I got too many flashlights right now. The Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement and the state is trying to displace families into homes more quickly. So the displaced families of the Lahaina wildfire, they're getting help from the Native Hawaiian Advancement groups, which I think do the tourism stuff too. But anyways, these groups, they're putting together some homes and stuff like that, so they're easily put back into where they have a house to live in. And they kind of look like that right now. Ooh, it's my projects for a moment. Ooh. And Red Hill has been defueled, basically. It's the bulk of it that got drained out is able to be drained out, and they put it into tanker ships and shipped it away. But there's still like tens of thousands of gallons that they have to manually pump out. And some of the fuel is still in the water system. So if you're in that Navy housing, watch out when you drink the water still. Oh boy. And in sports, there's UH basketball. You don't watch basketball. You can watch basketball if you want to. Kind of relax. In 1987. If you want to relax, just go and make yourself a diorama. Look, here's Lydia here, and she's showing off her miniature room she created for the Festival of Trees. Look, there's like a little Christmas tree. Oh, there's a surfboard. There's a Hawaiian quilt and stuff. And you can have yourself a little merry little Christmas inside your little room if you're little. She contributed the quilt and bed and tiny Zori slippers nearby. She's an angel. But, Lydia, that's a little too big to hang on the tree. I don't know. Looks good, though, eh? It's pretty good. Pretty good, eh? Oh, so we're going to do a little letter to the editor. Oh, look at this. Look at the cartoon.
Siri, could you ask Alexa to ask TikTok to see what our daughter is up to in her room?
This parenting is exhausting. Worker tended cannabis plant farm in California. Many moved away from left over free speech. Michelle Goldberg's column, The Importance of Former Progressives, Moving Pool, scroll, anti-voice, scroll, to the right, cite article December 18th, is based upon misunderstanding of the left-right dichotomy in U.S. politics. An important aspect of the left has been always strong support for free speech and a recognition that without the guarantees contained in the First Amendment, it was not possible to live a truly humane life. Many, including myself, moved away from the left, and it had to do with that political segments actively opposing freedom of speech. Those self-identifying as left started supporting speech codes and organizational norms involving political correctness. Our basic belief structures did not change, but the public face of the left became one of opposition to free speech. Further, attacks on individuals who broke the ever-increasing emphasis on political correctness became more vicious. This is not an outcome that is supporting of building a respect for basic humanity. The bulk of Goldberg's comments essentially attack those she sees as supportive of positions she does not like, terrifying ideas in her overheated rhetoric. Meaningful public debate cannot occur in an atmosphere of fear. Richard Wark, Nu'uanu. Thank you, Richard, for giving us your wonderful opinion in Tutu voice. Yeah, Richard. There's a lot there going on, I guess. One, the idea of political correctness. But two, this whole thing of left and right politics, it's just a description of this spectrum between what is known as conservative and liberal. And those words, too, got changed in the discourse. If you read that, Michael Foucault, the old philosopher Michael Foucault from the 60s, a French philosopher. Horrible to read. Difficult read. Foucault. Fun to say his last name, Foucault. How are you? I'm fine. So the discourse, which was this power thing for Foucault, the discourse changed the definition or meaning of the word liberal. It used to be like, yeah, you know, your freedoms, your rights, liberal, less laws, more liberal. The bells of St. Mary. So, liberal. And then liberal, instead of good word, becomes like bad connotation. Those liberals. And conversely, on the other side of the spectrum, conservative. It was to conserve, you know, status quo. It's working, it's fine, don't fix it. If it's working, don't try to fix it. And conserving things, and it even relates to conserving national forests and national parks. Conservation, keep it as is, preserve, conservation, and then a lot of conservation stuff. So conservative, but then there's conservative politics, and conservative becomes a bad word with bad connotation. So now liberal, which was once good, is a bad connotation. Conservative, once good, bad connotation. And then there's a battle between, as if it's a black and white, you're one or the other. BS. It's just a description of the spectrum between liberal and conservative political views. And you can change your mind. You can shift, and they have middle left and left of the middle, and but it's just a descriptor to get a general idea of where people are coming from. It's not a binding contract where you signed up and you can't get out of it. Left and right. So, you know, it's all those talking heads, you know, on those talk shows. You know, just spinning it where those damn liberals or damn... And so the freedom of speech still stands. It's a constitutional, one of the first 10 amendments, which is freedom for the individuals. I want to leave too. Why did I get into a rabbit hole? Someone's letter to the editor. But the freedom of speech still stands. But there are some things we cannot legally say, because you can't legally threaten somebody and say freedom of speech. You cannot legally incite a riot and say freedom of speech. There's peaceful assembly, but if you incite a riot, it's dangerous and destructive, so it's illegal. It's called the Riot Act. So the insurrection is kind of against the Riot Act too. I don't know you pointed that one out. It's against the Riot Act, January 6th. When someone like a judge puts a gag order, it's a legally binding thing. You're not supposed to talk about certain things. And if you break that, you're breaking that legally binding thing that the judge ordered. So that's illegal speech. So you can't threaten. You can't go against a gag order. You can't incite a riot. There's freedom of speech. Because people can exchange free ideas, free thinking, free ideas. You can think anything you want, pretty much say anything you want, almost. But the other way is gagging the freedom of speech, like when they try to close off the freedom of press, so like media, and they start, you can't say that on television. And this gagging of the fourth, which goes into the news channels. So gagging of the free press is a dictator tactic. Because, Putin in Soviet Russia was all like one TV channel, all Putin is a good guy. That's one channel. And you can't listen to anything else. So we have freedom of thought, freedom of thinking and exchange of ideas. And you can freely choose if you have your opinions more conservative or liberal. It's just a description of where people are coming from. Political correctness is a social thing. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that because it's not nice. So sensitivity, and that's just social. It's not legally binding. Despite what people say. Oh, the vicious attacks. What, words? Vicious attacks. They called me some bad names. They just don't care what people think. But have freedom of ideas, freedom of communication and exchange, and believe and think what you want. When it comes down to voting, don't tell anybody you're left or you're right or this or that. Just it's preserved secret. So vote. Don't say nothing, or you can say anything you want. I'm just going to tell you who I'm going to vote for. That's also preserved. So we need a little bit of ease up. It's Christmas, but that's just the normal thing to do. I have to find which one. Okay, anyways, aloha. This should be a good day. It's Friday. Enjoy. Watch out for travel, though, eh? Enjoy. La 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 la. Ho 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 ho. Aliklikimaka.